Thursday morning. What is this strange bright thing in the sky? It's an absolute banger of a day, and doing a few water tests. So there's my nitrate on 10. Now my test results are all there, and basically I couldn't be happier. My ammonia and nitrite was 0, nitrate is at 10, which is very livable, pH 7.5 and KH 7. Absolutely phenomenal water tests. Now, the reason I've done a bit of water test this morning is that I've had the UV off now for 2 or 3 weeks, and just the last couple of days there's a slight tinge to the water, so I was wondering if it was a bacteria outbreak or whether it was algae, but looking at those results I think it's more likely to be algae. Some of the fish over there, look. And I've put the UV back on basically. You can still see the bottom, you can still see the bottom drain, still see the fish very clearly, especially when they're on the top. But just wanted to get the water a bit clearer, so like I say, I've stuck the UV back on. But those test results are quite interesting, bearing in mind I've turned the flow of the main pump right down, and I'm still getting really good test results, with the water going through the Nexus and Backy shower a lot slower. So I've not lost any performance in my filtration by turning that main pump right down. So I think I'll probably stick with it at that for the whole summer and see how I get on. I'll keep an eye on the nitrate, because that's the one that's likely to go up, if any. But we had a hell of a lot of rain yesterday afternoon, which is one of the reasons I checked the pH and KH, but that's still holding fine. Now, like I said in previous videos, I do dose bicarbonate of soda and Mediclay pretty much every time I do a clean of the Nexus. So that helps buffer the water, keep it nice for the fish, because obviously RO water has no carbonate hardness, has no pH as such, it's neutral, and has no minerals in it. That's why I put the Mediclay in, to add minerals to the water. So, Marek, I haven't done a TDS reading yet. I will do one. I'll let you know the result. Anyway, catch you in the next clip. Well, welcome back. And I'm not one for getting in front of the camera, and my 200 subscriber video is quite legendary with my grandsons, especially Jacob, who still takes the mickey of how bad I looked in front of the camera on that video. So what I've done is I've had a t-shirt made. So I just lower the camera. It's got my logo on it. You can't really see it very well. Lean forward. But yeah, so I've had my logo made into a t-shirt. I'm not going to sell any merchandise, I'm not into any of that sort of thing, but I just thought I'd get a t-shirt made, so if I do go to any of the koi shows this year, I can wear my t-shirt, and anyone who watches these videos wants to come up and have a chat, they're more than welcome. So I don't know whether I will be going to any yet. If I do, probably be the national, but we'll wait and see how things develop in the year. Anyway, back to you in a bit. Back. As you can see, you know something's about to happen, because going to feed them. Now this food is the Koyoshi all-season food that coastal koi do, and I've started feeding this since the beginning of March. Prior to that they were getting wheat German garlic, but let me just put it in and you'll see how ravenous they are even for March. Oop, I scared them. They should all zoom in on it. Big old sweet corn there. Normally waits her turn till everyone else has had a go and then comes up. She might not come up when we stood here, so I'll just edge back a bit. Dog's in the bloody way. Here comes Sweet Corn. Come on, Sweet Corn, stick your head out for the camera. She just inhales food. Saying she, I don't know what sex Sweet Corn is, if I'm honest with you. Now the only fish that's not really feeding is Specs, my smallest fish in the pond. It's about 25 to 30 centimetres, Sankey, Deutsche Sankey. For some reason it's not really on the food yet. Now I believe my fish are feeding so well because I kept them feeding all through the winter this year. Now I monitored the temperature of the tank daily, and any time the temperature was above 6 degrees they got a small handful of wheat German garlic, and they had that pretty much all winter. There was only a handful of days where, you know, probably 10 at most, where it dropped below 6, so I didn't feed them at all. And now, since the beginning of March, I've switched to the all-season food from Coastal Koi, and they really like this food. And I think the reason that they are so active at the minute is because I kept them active by keep feeding them throughout the winter. If I'd have stopped feeding them, they'd have just perhaps gone dormant on the bottom. Let's have a look at the temp. I think we're at 12 today. Yeah, you can see that. We're still at 12. We got up to 13 on Tuesday, but Wednesday was washout. It rained from about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, well, through to bedtime. Just 10 o'clock for an old codger like me. But yeah, I do believe that by feeding them more this winter than I did last winter, it's kept them more active and kept them active into spring. And they've really put some size on over the winter. Certain fish have, especially Ash, the smaller of the two showers. Vader, the shoe sui, has put on some real size over the winter. And really happy with how active they are. Anyway, I'm waffling now, so I'll catch you in the next clip. Well, welcome back, and excuse the reflections, but I'm in the sunroom, and this was, up until the weekend, my marine tank. But I decided that marines were a lot of hard work. I've been keeping them on and off for 15 years and wanted a change. So what I did was I moved on the marines, and I've converted this tank to a single tail goldfish tank. Now I've got my fancy goldfish tank here, but I decided I wanted some bog standard, cheap as chips goldfish, and I've bought 5. It's 50 gallons. 5 is a bit of a push in 50 gallons, but I think I'll get away with it with lots of water changes and etc. And I've got 2 Shabunkins, 2 comets, and a double-tailed comet. So yeah, I went and bought these fish from pet centres like Pets at Home and Kingsland Koi, because I thought, you know what, goldfish get a bad rap in our hobby, and these guys deserve someone who's gonna look after them, give them a good life, give them a good tank, not a stupid bowl, and give them good food, good water change regime, and really look after them. So that's why I've got 5 goldfish, and I'm really excited about looking after them and seeing them grow. And if they get too big, they could always go in the pond. So that's my goldfish. I've even got a yellow one. How often do you see this guy here? How often do you see a yellow goldfish? And I've got 2 that are a little bit like showers, because they're red, white and black. Anyhow, I'm waffling on, so I'll catch you in the next clip. Good Friday morning. Welcome back. And it is another glorious day. That round sunny things up there. And what's been going on? Well, I've put the air back on this morning. It's been off for about a month, but I had that issue with a slight cloudiness to the water, and I don't know what was the cause, but certainly having the UV back on for 2 days has helped, and I've put the air back on, and we'll just see how things go over the next few days. I always planned to put it back on at the start of April anyway, so it's just gone a week or so early. Bear with me, I've got a real cold this morning, but it's nothing worse than a cold. So what else have I been up to? Well, I've moved some ornaments around, and I've added 3 more lights. So I now have 11 of these lights from there all the way around down this side to there. Now I am thinking that I could get some fence lights and attach them to the screen along there, but I'll see about that. But I've moved some of the ornaments around. I've moved the pergola thing to here, and Mr. Heron's moved. He used to be over there, but my wife never liked him there because he was blocking the view of our old dog's grave. So Mr. Heron's now in this corner, and I've moved the dragon over here. I don't have anything along this edge here because this is where I view the pond from, so I don't want my view to be obstructed by ornaments and things. Fish are looking fab this morning. They've had their breakfast, and they're just waiting for the sun to get up and the pond to warm up a little bit. It's dropped down to 11 overnight, but once the sun gets on, it'll soon be back up to probably about 13 today, I would suspect. So that's about it for this week's video. Next week, my plan, although it may change, is to do a video. I'm stifling a sneeze at the minute. My plan is to do a video about all the fish, but that may change. So look after your ponds, and I'll catch you in the next one.